The champagne socialist and TV broadcaster Gary Lineker is currently being chased by HMRC over a huge tax bill, and he claims that the only reason he's been targeted is because he is famous. Yeah, Gary, that's why they're coming after you, because you are famous. And in fact, that should be the case, because those who are not paying their tax bills or trying to avoid it, or legally or illegally, obviously the famous cases are easier to target because they are in the public eye, especially those who are a bit of a hypocrite, like Gary Lineker, because they claim to be socialist heroes, and they claim that, we should hate the right-wingers because they are rich. They're all rich, apparently, all the right-wingers, and they don't pay their taxes. Well, now Gary Lineker is saying, and his team, that he's been targeted over tax simply because he is famous. Where is my tiny violin? I'll just put it right here somewhere. Yes, you're famous. I'm so proud of you, Gary. You're so good. So, irrelevant, completely irrelevant to what's going on, because this is not really about some sort of unpaid tax bill for about £20,000 or £100,000. I'll give you the actual details in this video. Let's talk about what's going on with Gary Lineker, the pro-Remain anti-Brexit champagne socialist Gary Lineker. So, HMRC and Treasury are currently chasing Lineker over a £4.9 million tax bill. Now, this is not really pocket money. This is not really something that you have to consider a mistake. But of course, he's got a very, very expensive lawyer and accountant, and his whole team are here to tell us the truth, allegedly. So we have James Rivett, who's a lawyer representing Gary Lineker, saying, well, HMRC were looking in their old turn of phrase to see why IR35 should not apply. They wanted it to apply. It is perfectly plain from the evidence that HMRC closed their minds to anything on the contrary. Then he accused the HMRC of conducting a business-as-usual factory plant approach and said that, well, the genesis of the inquiries into Gary Lineker had come from a policy of looking at people in the media. Other broadcasters who have battled over HMRC over disputed tax bills include Lauren Kelly and Kay Adams and many others. Well, and I'm fascinated by the fact that they're using it as some sort of defense line, saying it's unfair. We, the little people of the celebrity world, why are we being targeted? Of course you should be targeted. You're a lot easier to find out than random people on the street. First, they should get you and set an example, and then go after everybody else. I think there should also be a policy of target people who are hypocrites first. Target the champagne socialists first. Target those who claim that they pay all their taxes and they don't really have any complications with tax bills, and they claim that everybody else is not paying their taxes. I think there should be a policy to prioritize those guys first, which means Gary Lineker. But again, it's not the first time he's been in trouble. Do you remember back in 2017, Gary Lineker, he was using, like many other celebrities, a specific tax scheme, and he went to court and he lost. So it's not the first time that he's had issues with basic mathematics, basic calculation. So a few years ago in 2017, he had the same, well, not a different sort of issue, and we're going to talk about that scheme in a second, but he was proven wrong in court, and now he's claiming that he's an angel. So that scheme for celebrities jumped to find some tax relief. But the tax tribunal has now ruled that the scheme did not use allowable the deductions to make the claims. So just how does it work? So you got a promoter finding a way to use the firm investment rules to minimize tax for his wealthy clients, i.e. the celebrities like Gary Lineker. So in it, clients are advised to make investments into firms that are making a loss. These losses can then be offset against income, therefore reducing liability for tax. So firstly, brilliant idea. And it's legal, but it's dodgy. So if normal people do it, they used to get in trouble more often. When celebrities and powerful used to do it, they didn't. So now things are slightly changing. There's a lot of pressure on the establishment to target these people. And because they can afford expensive lawyers and accountants to be able to find these schemes. A random plumber or a taxi driver or someone else really don't even have time to even think about these things, even if they want to try not to pay more tax. And many of them are good people, who are good, hardworking people who are just getting on with their lives and paying the tax bill anyway. But the problem is the system is broken and some people can take advantage of this, including Gary Lineker. I think people like him and his team should really focus on his own professionalism or lack of professionalism. How many times has Gary Lineker been in trouble for his bias, especially on social media, considering that the BBC have their own impartiality rules? And how many times has he tweeted against Brexit or the Tories or this or that? There was a time when he was accusing Liz Truss to be close to Russians, for example. Of all people, Liz Truss being connected to the Russians. Yeah, and so he broke those rules so many times. He still got his job. Maybe his team, if they really want him to get better PR, maybe they should focus on that. Maybe just keep your head down and talk about football. That's your job, Gary. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this tax scheme and Gary Lineker, and how unfair it is that he's been targeted simply because he is famous. We're going to come back in half an hour on Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.